I'm Brian Legallo, brand ambassador for Everlast Welders. Today we're going to bust a MIG miss. Boom. Boom. Myth number one, push is better than pull. I ran a couple of test welds. I found a little sweet spot at 230 wire feed speed and 19.5 volts. I'm going to run this for push and pull so we don't have any difference in variation on the machine. Fire it up right here, get my puddle established, come across, and I want to see that little void in the middle. I want to wash the top and bottom and then come back on top of my bead. As I come forward on the leading edge of the puddle, I'm getting penetration. As I come through the backside, I'm filling it up, so I reduce the chance of getting undercut on it. The whole time I'm going, my leading edge, you'll see a void in the middle, and then I'll close that bottom and top together as I do my circular motion. As I look at this weld, both toes, top and bottom, are tied in nicely. The throat looks like it's laying down there deep into it. Needs a little cleanup as far as the spire goes, but it looks good. We're about to try the pull technique. This is the pull side, this is the push side. You can see that there's not a whole lot of difference in either. This little indication right here is more or less misalignment of the plate. We'll put a line in it to show you the straight line of this plate and show you where it would have been. But there's not a whole lot of difference. I prefer, the pull side. The profile comes out more appeasing to the eyes, in my opinion. I prefer the pull technique, but use whatever you're comfortable with. Either one will get the job done. Busted. Myth number two. Uphill is stronger than downhill. Downhill is not so good. That's what they say. I don't know. Let's find out. The technique on this is a style I teach my students. From the right and the left, every time you hit the right or the left, you count 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. And as I come through the middle, I bring my arc up and get on the leading edge so I can penetrate into the throat of the weld. And then I come back down and I hold 1, 2, come back to the other side. As I stay on the leading edge of the puddle, getting into the throat of the weld, hold the other side, go 1, 2. And that is a good technique to start off with. It gets you very consistent and it allows you to weld uphill with a short arc process in a very strong manner. I need to tighten up my steps as I'm coming across here. But as I come in these walls, I'm rolling my wrist and pointing the gun right at the wall, and I'm counting 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We have good wet in toes of the weld. This is a pretty good weld. I needed to tighten up my steps a little bit, but overall I think it's in there. Now let's move over to downhill. As I'm going downhill with short arc, it's the same process as pulling. I'm doing little circles. I'm trying to get into the leading edge as I come down, but I'm coming back up on top of my puddle so I can fill it in and put a little puddle tension so it wets out a little bit. When you're going downhill, most of the time you're on top of your puddle instead of on the leading edge, where when you're on the leading edge you get most of your penetration. We're stacking metal on top of metal. I can't see this biting in, but we'll cut it and etch it and see what it end up doing for us. All right guys, we did some uphill and some downhill. Uphill has controlled penetration. We do an uphill procedure because of its controlled nature of penetration. Right here on this downhill, we have penetration. And it's surprising how much we have, but it's a whisper. Like if you just got a little, tick in your hand, or if you had a little misstep, you're gonna lose it. I'm Brian Legallo, brand ambassador for Everlast Welders. You can follow me on Instagram under Bingo Welding. Weld me and weld green.